Okay, hi. I want to welcome you all back for goal setting session 2. We met a week ago and we went over some structure of how to write goals. We went over some articles, maybe help us focus our goals, and then we chose a goal. We did some assessment stuff. We have a new member to our group. This is Savannah. Madison couldn't be with us today, but I started Savannah with us last week. She was interested in doing it as well. So we went through all this privately, and she's actually going to take Madison's place today because Madison couldn't be with us today. So if we could just reintroduce ourselves again, why don't we start over here and make sure we know everybody's name.
Hi, I'm Gunnar.
Hi, I'm Josie.
I'm Tim.
Miss Lummer.
Savannah.
I'm Mackenzie.
Okay, great. And then just reminding us of our rules for the group that, let's not talk over each other, let's share appropriately, let's keep what we're talking about within our group confidential so that we can feel comfortable in sharing, okay? Great. All right, so then the purpose of session 2 today is we want to celebrate success and talk about challenges from our goal setting, make any adjustments that we need to make, because sometimes we can set goals bigger than we're ready to accomplish. So we'll talk about that. Our essential question is, did goal setting reduce stress and increase self-esteem? Okay, so we want to see if we were able to accomplish that. And so what we're going to do is just kind of review our SMART goals, how we set those up, why we chose our goal, and then successes and challenges, and then make any adjustments. And then we will meet again next week. And then next week will be our closure about how we can continue on this if we feel like we are ready to handle on our own, or what we need to do to be successful with the goal setting. Any questions for me? Okay, go. Cool, great. Right. So, who would like to start about the goal that you chose, why you chose it, how you set it up, and then we're going to save our successes, our challenges for after sharing that. So I want to kind of go through it for just a second. And we had the SMART goal, which was specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. We filled the first one out before we left last week, and then we were supposed to finish that and work on accomplishing our goal. So does anybody want to go first? Gunnar?
Okay. For my specific goal, I wrote that I would like to distribute my homework and my workload evenly throughout the week, as opposed to leaving it all for one day.
Okay.
And not stress as much. And I make it measurable by knowing that, I'm less stressed throughout the week. I'm not in this constant cycle of procrastination and then extreme stress and then procrastination and extreme stress, because I know that cycle isn't healthy. So once, by distributing a little bit of workload every day, I'll be able to avoid that toxic cycle of extreme stress and procrastination.
Okay. And was that something that was attainable for you?
Yeah, I feel like it was attainable.
Okay, good. And then it was relevant and worthwhile for you, something that you wanted to do? It sounds like it's not for anybody else.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely relevant for my life, because I have a lot of things that I do, not only in school, but outside of school, with clubs and other sport in my sport. So having a plan to distribute my homework evenly and reduce the stress allows me to be a better athlete, a better student, and just a better person overall.
Great, that's awesome. And then were you giving yourself a goal to accomplish this in? Are you looking at it as a lifestyle change, kind of overall between
a little
now
bit of
and
both.
college?
I feel like this will definitely help short term in my life as a high school student, but also long term, not only as a college student, but just life in general.
Okay. Then I gave you an article last week too, and there were 10 steps. Did any of these steps kind of help you focus in on what you were doing?
Definitely. Number 3, where it says getting it down, I wrote sticky notes throughout my desk that that said like distribute your homework, know what you're doing, don't procrastinate, and that keeping that in mind consciously, having a visual there definitely helped.
Yeah. So kind of a little bit of 2 and 3,
yeah.
Visualizing but writing it down, looking at it, and a good accountability tool too.
Yeah.
Did anybody else see your notes around the house and ask you what is that, Gunnar?
Yeah, like my little brother was wondering why I kept putting sticky notes all over my desk, and I told him, hey, this is for my goal. I have to make sure I keep on task with my homework and stuff, and he thought that was very interesting.
Okay, that's awesome. Very cool. Josie, do you want to share? What did you pick? Why did you pick it? How did you set it up?
I picked that I wanted to be more motivated and give my 100% in everything I do. And I picked that because I do school and then dance, and they're both things that are important to me.
Okay.
So I always want to make sure that I'm on task with everything. So yeah, and it helped me to the whole no time, the present, because I always encourage myself to do things right that moment, so that I wouldn't forget, and I would always be encouraged courage to do it instead of waiting later.
So in the past, did you kind of keep saying, "Oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it later"?
Yeah.
So you really took that, like, no time like the present seriously, and that's kind of what you
Yeah.
focused on to help you. Okay, great, that's awesome. Tim?
Mine's mainly on procrastination because
Okay.
I'll get home and I'll just like sleep
Mm-hmm.
and I'll wait. Sometimes I'll wait till like 10:30.
Wow, okay. Mhm.
So yeah, that's it.
And so how did you make it measurable and attainable for yourself?
Like I had my mom make me do it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So did you guys set up an accountability time, like at this time you were going to sit down and do your homework?
Yeah, like I'll have like 30 minutes to like get home and just like sit on the couch and
Oh,
then
awesome.
and then she makes me do it.
Okay, and how long did you find it took you on most days to get it done?
Like on regular days?
Yeah, like a regular day. Like last week, doing your homework, setting your goal, how long did you spend doing your homework?
Like hours, like till till midnight.
So you would start like at 4 o'clock and then go till midnight or
Oh no,
Friday?
I'd be like more like 10.
Oh, you started at 10 o'clock?
No, I used to start at 10, but
Mhm.
like if I started earlier, like at 5, it would take me till like 10.
Okay, so you really had 4 or 5 hours of homework to do.
Yeah.
And so when you're starting at 10 o'clock, you're going to bed at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and sometimes I wouldn't even get it done.
So how did it feel to get it done like around 10 o'clock where you could go to bed and actually
Oh,
get
way
it?
better. Because then like I wake up in the morning and I'm super tired because I've stayed up all night
Yeah.
and then I can't focus and then I go home and I do it
Yeah.
all over again. You know?
Awesome, very awesome. Did any of the things in the article help you kind of keep focused on that?
Yeah, number 5.
Number 5, which is commits, okay? And how did that help you?
It just made me like want to do it more. You know,
Mhm.
like just actually commit instead of just like tomorrow I'll do it.
Yeah, oh, cool. Very nice, okay. Mackenzie?
I just had the same goal of wanting to speak up and like not be afraid to like voice
Yeah,
my opinion.
how'd that go?
Okay, so it was pretty good. I mean, in math, like 5 questions I'd ask. But,
Okay.
other
So how are
people-
you going to make that measurable? How are you going to measure like the times that you're stressed out and don't want to say something compared to just making
I
yourself
just
say
said
it?
like not to worry about what other people think and
Okay.
just to not be afraid to speak up. and
Okay.
stuff.
So how many times do you kind of feel like you were challenged last week with
A lot.
a lot?
Yeah.
And how many times do you think, like 50% of the time, 40% of the time, were you able to attain it?
40.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, that's good, that's good. And did you have any accountability measures? Did you tell anybody else?
Yeah, I told my friends.
Okay,
And they were like, yeah, because they always try to help me.
oh, good. Did you find that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay, in what way?
Well, like my friend, she like if she had a question, like she'd have me ask for her. So I was like, that's
Oh, okay. And how's that asking for somebody else compared to yourself?
different, but I mean it was like,
Easier or?
It was easier,
It is easier,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, but like still get you in the practice of speaking
Mhm.
up. Okay, that's awesome. And did anything in the article help you kind of focus on that?
I think number 4, just having a purpose and just knowing that in the long run that'll be a good life lesson.
Okay, great. Savannah, what did you pick last week?
My goal is to like maintain a high GPA. I really
Okay.
want to go to a prestigious college, and there's a lot of factors that go into that. I think having your time, your priorities,
Mhm.
and I always put my academics first. I really, really try to get all my stuff done.
Mhm.
I've never had a missing assignment. Somehow
Yeah.
it always happens. I'm really good at asking questions, but I don't count on anyone to do this. I'm very individual, so I can take care of these things by
Mhm.
myself.
So what was your actual goal that you picked?
I'm
To
trying
maintain the high
I'm trying
GPA?
to keep my priorities. I try not to put like sports first. I always try and go and pull out
Okay.
like my homework.
Okay, so your goal was to maintain a high GPA, and then the steps to do that is to just keep your homework as a priority.
Yeah.
And so.
Not get lazy about it.
Okay, do you have a problem with that sometimes, getting lazy?
I just get really tired more
Yeah.
than anything, and it seems better to like eat and watch TV than
Okay.
actually start thinking again.
Okay.
It really like hurts your brain.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you do, you just want to turn the tube on and chill out, you know? So this last week, did you discipline yourself more to just go home and get it done and not have to think about it all night? You just
yeah,
hit it and got it done?
sometimes like I would wait till first period to do it, but then
Oh
I would
my
miss
gosh,
like
yeah.
first period
Right,
to do
right,
that.
right, right.
But I haven't actually had a heavy workload, so it's been very, like I can handle it.
So last week it was a little bit easier to handle.
Yeah.
Did anything in the article help you focus on some of those things, or was something kind of playing in your head?
The commitment, it's like making sure that I have my priorities straight.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, I chose last week to do my treadmill 5 times a week for 45 minutes a day. I actually, it was funny because I got on the treadmill, and we'll discuss challenges and successes in just a minute. But I actually took my little SMART goal and I put it on there and was reminding myself of like how I could make things measurable and attainable. So, one thing I did is I wrote down like what the days I did it, the times I did it, and how far I went, so that I could have that visual and see, my growth and kind of where I need to be and where I was successful. One thing that kept sticking out at me, the visualizing, I kept seeing the SMART goals in my head as well. And then the other thing was for me, the no time like the present too, like you said, I would want to put it off. I'm like, get on there. Like I've been known to put my exercise clothes on early in the morning. It'll be 10 o'clock at night and I'm still challenging myself to get it done. It's like, I really want to do it, but it just didn't happen. So really like going, no, right now, you put them on and get on the treadmill kind of thing. So those did help me visualize that I could get it done, okay? So let's talk about setting for a second, because just because we set goals doesn't mean we're going to be perfect at them, right? Because it was that easy, everybody would be able to change everything all the time, right? We wouldn't have any imperfections. So I think we have to recognize like that there's always going to be growth needed with our goals, and there's always going to be an anxiety that goes with it, and there's always going to be building pathways in your brain. We have the neurons in our brain that connect in certain ways, and they're used to doing certain things. So in order to break those, we have to continually keep changing, building stronger pathways in our brain to where it feels normal, where it feels right, where it feels good, where it feels when you don't do it, it's more stressful than doing it. So in the beginning of setting goals, sometimes it seems more stressful because we've conditioned ourselves, which literally has to do with neurological pathways in our brain, to do certain things. So sometimes there's a stress. Did anybody feel a stress towards getting their goals done on their sheets? Okay, you did?
Yeah, because for me, I'm used to like when I put all my homework, I'm used to thinking of, oh, that's not due until Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do it today.
Right.
And the fact that me telling myself, oh my God, I have to do this, I try to like visualize it, like, what if this was due tomorrow? Then you definitely have to do
Right.
that. And then the thought of me thinking it was due tomorrow, like
Right.
just put even more stress. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I can relate. Okay, so Mackenzie, you were shaking your head.
Just at times, like, it was stressful because I had, like, a habit of not doing that, so I started to break the habit.
Mm-hmm. So as you were going towards it, you could feel the anxiety or
Mhm.
stress building.
Yeah.
And then how did it feel once you actually did it?
I feel better.
Yeah, there was a relief, right? How about for you too?
Oh yeah, like once I actually did the portion of the assignment, I was like, see, like that
Yeah.
wasn't so hard. But
Right, right. And that's how we're retraining our brain, by doing that and then telling yourself it really wasn't that bad, it was nice. How about, did you feel any stresses, or you were kind of okay with it?
I was good.
You were good?
I was
Okay.
really good.
Josie,
Not really. It was pretty okay.
you felt okay meeting your goals?
Yeah, that's good.
Really? Oh, okay, I felt really stressed out because I had to come and meet you guys, and I felt like I really needed to be perfect at my goals, but the truth is I'm human and I struggle too. And it was on my mind a lot, and but as you guys did, when I got on the treadmill, I started doing it, I was like, why don't I do this? I love this. It feels good. You get more energy. You just feel good, So I was reminding myself as we were doing it, and the next day when I would want to procrastinate, I would remind myself. My plate's a little full because I'm working full time, working on my master's, trying to put exercise in there, and the other adult things we have to do. But there was time to do exercise, because there was time that I didn't sit down and just chill with the TV, and I could have been on my treadmill doing it. So I have to take accountability for that. There was time, even though I didn't meet my goal 100%. So the thing I thought was interesting is that setting goals, we said that we wanted to reduce stress, but yet you felt more stress, I felt more stress, because I kept thinking about needing to do it, but that is going to be kind of a natural progression with goal setting until we kind of retrain our brains that what we kind of have a fear of and anxiety about is okay and it's good for us. So that is a natural part that I thought it was important to bring out. And in the past, in my younger days, I would just give up and like let it go and make excuses. But now I'm trying to like do more kicking and screaming and fighting to get there. Did you feel that way too? Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
kinda wanted to-
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Mackenzie, you too. Okay. All right. So then we wanted to talk about. We talked a little bit about our challenges, that stress that comes along with the anxiety, and so then let's talk about our successes. So how many nights a week were you able to meet your goal, like moving forward?
Well, last
your
week
homework.
I was able to actually like 3 out of the 5 days I was able to
Okay.
actually like sit down and actually like divide it up and say like, okay, tonight I'll do this, tomorrow I'll do that, and next I'll do that. But then like I did like fall a little bit behind with my history homework.
Okay.
But as far as like other things were concerned, I was able to actually split it up, and it actually felt good to be like, oh, I only have to do this much because tomorrow I'll do this much, and that kind of a thing.
Good. Okay, so you recognize that you were successful in some things, but there were still some
There were
things to
still
work
some
on.
things,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's good because, I mean, if we could just jump right out and do the whole thing, I mean, we wouldn't be
Yeah.
sitting here having a goal-setting meeting, right? Josie, how many nights a week were you successful at meeting the goal you set out?
I feel like most of the week I
Mhm.
did pretty good. I mean, I wasn't scrambling to do my homework, and I was like I worked out every time I said it's time to work out.
Okay.
So yeah, it was
Good.
pretty good.
Okay, and then Tim?
Mine was like 3 out of 5 because Thursday and Friday didn't have anything.
Okay. Well, but that's good because you got it all done, so you didn't have to, you weren't waiting on pilot, so that's awesome. Okay, good job. And you said you felt you met it about 40% of the time?
Yeah.
Okay, that's huge though. I mean, to meet something 40% of the time that you struggle meeting at all is
Yeah.
pretty good. How about you?
I think that putting your priorities first is kind of hard, especially like when you have practice right after school. But somehow like you always manage to get it done.
Okay. But was part of the goal trying to get it done sooner,
Before.
not so late at
Yeah.
night? Okay, so that's maybe something that you
Yeah.
might think about
Just
working on for
leave it
next
to
week.
it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and then for me, I was able to do 3 days. I did 35 minutes on Tuesday and Thursday, which was 2 miles. And then on Saturday, I did 60 minutes, which was 3 3/4 miles. I was happy about that. So I averaged about 45 minutes a day, 3 days a week, but the goal was 45 minutes, 5 days a week. So I'm gonna give us a minute, and I want us to write down what we feel like we need to adjust for our goal. What was kind of like our challenge? Where do we need help? Maybe we made it bigger than we should have because sometimes we need to do small steps to get there instead of making it big and feeling like we're not successful. But we have to recognize if we did something, 50% better, 40% better, 30% better, that's still a huge change from the struggle of doing nothing, okay? So I want to make sure that we recognize that. So right now what I want everybody to do is just take a minute and write down an adjustment that you want to make for this week so that we can focus on those for next week. Okay, Gunnar, do you mind sharing what your adjustment is?
Well, my adjustment that I will make is continuously distribute everything in not only just into chunks and in reasonable chunks, because
Okay.
I found that certain days I would put more than I would in the other day, and if I just put everything evenly in a reasonable way, I can give myself enough time to actually accomplish everything.
Okay, great. Okay, Josie, what did you want to adjust?
I wanted to adjust that I would like keep reminding myself of the goal and all the benefits that I'll get afterwards.
Okay, so that was motivational
Yeah.
for you to do. Okay, and Tim?
I just want to try as hard as I can not to fall asleep because if I do, it's really hard for me to get back up.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that one for sure too. Mine is I want to adjust my goal to 4 times a week at 35 minutes a day, and I really want to try to do it before work. That's going to be my goal because I found the 5 days a week to be a little overwhelming, and 45 minutes, it was hard to get up that much earlier to do it. So, and I really prefer doing it and being done with it, so I shower and move on with my day. So I need to make a little bit of an adjustment, and then as I can master this, I can add some other ones later. So that's what my adjustment's going to be for this week.
I feel that I need to study more and use my school time wisely, so there's not so much to do when I get home.
Okay, so what does that specifically mean for you? Like when you use your school time wisely, like in,
Like class time, whenever there's free time.
Okay.
Like don't talk to your friends, don't get distracted.
Okay.
Like you can use that time to do the homework.
Okay, yeah, that's good, and then you don't have as much to take home with you. Okay,
Yeah.
great. And Mackenzie, what about you?
I just said an adjustment I can make next week is that if I feel tenseness not to speak up, that's more of a cue to speak up.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so last week we took a picture of our goals and I emailed them all to you. Did you get them and look at them?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, they were very cute and lovely. So I looked at mine too. So we're going to go ahead and do that again. We're going to take a picture. I'm going to email it to you again so you can be reminded of your adjustments. And then next week we're going to come back, talk about our adjustments, see if we need to make further adjustments, what we've learned, where we're going to go, because it's a short 3 session goal setting meeting, basically. So thank you for coming today. Does anybody have any questions or need any other kind of support throughout the week? You're welcome to call me, email me, anybody else in the group too. Any questions? Are we good? You guys feel good, ready to do your adjustments for the week?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for coming today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.